Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Forgotten Generation podcast with your host Troy. With me in today's episode is a youngest member of Grassroots Central Mass and a youth activist all the way from the USA. Colin, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, hello. My name is Colin Brown. I am from Hardwick, Massachusetts, which is in central Massachusetts, which is a rural part of Massachusetts. When you think of Massachusetts, many people just think of our capital city, Boston, in that general area. But we in Massachusetts, there's so much more. Central Massachusetts is 65% rural, and a lot of rural problems are overlooked. So that's why Grassroots Central Mass is came up to. We formed this organization to voice our concerns, either it be social justice, infrastructure, gender equality, and much more.
That's great. It's so good to have you on the podcast. And what is your social action? And also, and what organizations are you part of?
I'm mainly just part of Grassroots Central Mass, but I'm also part of BFF, Brookfield's Fight Fear, and Indivisible, Massachusetts. All of them are tied together with social action and social progress within our communities.
Oh, that's excellent. And so what has very much inspired you to be who you are today and what really made you want to have a voice?
My real start with politics and social action was my great grandfather. He was a selectman, the town below us in Ware, Massachusetts. He was a real strong voice within everywhere. Like when he entered the room, like people like stood attention to him and like wanted to hear what he said because people respected him, and not just people respected him. He respects people of every types of backgrounds. So that's what really is the person that I looked up to the most, the person that I inspired to be.
Oh, that's excellent. Well, because I think it's just so amazing that. And so, and what do you think on people working with young people needs to do to listen and support you and others? And what would be your three issues that you think young people are facing right now at the moment?
So many people that are working with younger people and that are maybe like need to let them in more, because especially in the United States, we are dealing with a democracy crisis. We are dealing with a crazy government right now. So there's many organizations right now that need to make sure that younger people are in the forefront of this fight, to make sure that our voices are heard, because it is our future. It is the future of our democracy is on the line right now. And if we do not uphold our own voice, there's going to be no generation to be able to get up to the stage where many people are right now that are much older, much more, have been in power for longer. There's not going to be any generation that is ready to take on that responsibility in government and activism.
Wow, I think it's just like because like an amazing you say about those issues and about how I think government needs to do better in that. And I think it's very important. And what would be like, and your advice to a young person wanting to make a difference but don't know how to?
So you yourself are very um without a group of people, you're not able to accomplish as much things as you wish to. You need to make sure that you either one can form a group of people to um, really collectively organize and bargain with other people, or join a group like I did. Like I just one day Googled like activism groups near me, and that's where I found Grassroots Central Mass, and that organization was able to empower me and to really help me understand what activism and social progress can look like.
Yes, I love that. I love what you just said about that. It's just so and empowering on what you just said. And what would actually be your like Unforgotten on Generation podcast quote to sum up your journey?
Don't be afraid to get uncomfortable, because there's going to be a lot of situations within social activism and a lot of my work is lobbying and meeting with legislators, is you're going to be uncomfortable, and you have to learn how to manage that. You have to make sure that, like, okay, you know, going into a room with like the governor, state senator, state auditor, state treasurer, state representative, you're going to be uncomfortable because you're you're younger, you're not as experienced as them, and they know how to run a room and you sometimes don't. And you're going to be like, you have to learn how to manage being uncomfortable. And you're not going to probably get it on the first try, but when you do it again and again and again, getting yourself uncomfortable, you're going to become more steady with your words, your and ability to talk to people, and the ability to get your point across.
Love that. And I really hope that the listeners listening to this episode can really take away on what you said today, because I feel very much empowered in what you said. I think it's such amazing and things that you do, and I think it's so motivating to hear. So thank you so much for coming on today's episode.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Please support the podcast by subscribing and rating the podcast. I'd love to hear what you like and what could be better for future episodes. If you want to find me, you can find me on Instagram and I will .troy, and also on X I will _Troy. Tune in to next week's episode.